What is going on? It's your boy G's playing again. Gravity has released another round of job balance patch this week, and this will be the third balance patch that they have made for the game since the game's release on July of last year. So in this video, I'll go over all the changes and what I think about them. But before I start this video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could support the channel by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And now, without any further ado, let's get started. Let's begin with the Hunter class. Beastbane's coverage and scaling has been modified. It will now deal 20% additional damage to animal and insect type monsters and increase damage against other races by 10%. Steel Claw skill has been changed. Steel Claw will now allow 100% physical damage when using Blitzbeast's passive. The magnification damage for Rapid Arrow has changed from 700% to 800%, and the cast time delay for Windwalker has been changed from 2 seconds to 1 second. These new changes made to the Hunter class should give them a better damage output and more utility. Not a bad change if you ask me. Now let's go over the Wizard class. The cast time delay for Meteor Storm and Lore of Vermilion has been reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. The Elemental Resistance skill has been adjusted as follows. The maximum level for the skill has been increased as well as the passive effect, but in return you will lose 5% of your magic damage. And the overall damage ratio of Meteor Storm, Lore of Vermilion, Storm Gust, and Stonehead Shock has been increased. This change for the Wizard class will help them immensely during WoW and PvP as well as basic farming. Their lower cast time delay and increased damage on the AoE skills will definitely be useful during any situations. Next, we got the Assassin Cross job. The effect of Poison React has been changed. It will now increase the resistance of neutral property by 10% at maximum level. And the Fatal Poison skill has also been adjusted. Physical attack will now have a 7.5% chance to inflict poison on your target for 16 seconds, but when the HP falls below 15%, the poison status is negated. This should balance out the insane DPS of Assassin Cross, but still not a bad update for them. Now let's take a look at the Whitesmith class. The effect of Axe Mastery has been adjusted to give additional 1.5% skill damage per level. The carrying limit of your cart has been increased. The new ratio will be base level times skill level of cart. And finally, the cart termination skill has been adjusted. The cooldown of cart termination can be affected by attack speed, and damage magnification changed to 800%. I'm not a Whitesmith player, so I'm not 100% sure if this is a buff or a nerf. But if it's a buff, then this should allow Whitesmiths to go into the cart termination build more effectively. With lower cooldown on the cart termination, it should allow better damage output and can be a viable build option. Now let's take a look at the Paladin class. The skill damage multiplier for Grand Cross has been increased, and Reflect Shield will now reduce more damage from physical attack. When will they make Sacrifice great again? At least with this change, Grand Cross might be an effective build option, but in terms of AoE skill, I still personally think that Shield Boomerang with Shield Bounce Core is still stronger and more reliable than Grand Cross. But with the new changes to the Reflect Shield, I believe we can see more of these builds during PvP plays. Or taking Reflect Shield at max level might be better when going tank build to reduce more physical attack. Hopefully, Sacrifice will become better soon. But before I go cry in the corner about this Paladin's change, let's take a look at the Bar and Dancer class. Vulcan Arrow's cooldown has been changed from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. The duration of Marionette control has been increased, and the fixed cast time of Marionette Dance has been adjusted from 0.8 seconds to 0 seconds. This change should allow Arrow Vulcan to be more effective build, but I still think Gravity is leaning towards more support role for these classes if they're buffing the dance and song skills. Let's see if any other changes occur. But for now, let's take a look at the High Priest class. Just a disclaimer here, I'm not quite understanding this part of the skill. It said before the change for the recovery skill, they added level 3 freezing and petrification releases. But after the change, the level 3 freezing, petrification, and paralysis has been removed. I don't know if this means that you can't use recovery on those status conditions or whatnot. If someone can confirm it after the update, I would greatly appreciate it. The duration of Ruraj has been increased to 30 seconds. Judex casting and scaling has been adjusted. The fixed casting has been adjusted to variable casting at 0.5 seconds, and damage magnification is up to 700%. They also fixed that Judex skill that people were talking about, so yeah. If the recovery skill has been nerfed, then this should make things a lot more interesting during PvP and WoW. But I'm glad the Ruraj duration has been increased. Safety won't last longer than the Ruraj. But next, let's go over the Knight class. The Aura Blade skill has been changed so that it can be used for all weapons, and the magnification of the Joint Beat skill has been increased to 200% and the cooldown adjusted to 1.3 seconds. Knights are just overall better than Paladins. I should have just made a Knight when I had the chance. Anyways, let's go over the Monk class. The Penetrator skill cooldown has been changed so that it can be affected by attack speed. The Kumgang skill's fixed casting is changed from 2.5 seconds to 1 second, and movement speed has been reduced from 30% to 10%. Kungshin's skill cooldown has been changed from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. And finally, let's go over the Alchemist class. Resurrect Slimy Pet's skill fixed casting and variable casting time has been adjusted. It will now be 0 second fixed casting time and 2 seconds variable casting time. The life skill magnification has been increased from 230% to 320%, and the duration of full chemical protection has been increased from 70 seconds to 120 seconds. Now, a lot of these changes should make a difference, but like always, if anyone has more suggestions on what changes they want, you can always leave a recommendation to them. These weren't the greatest balance patch. Maybe Gravity will release a second one in the coming weeks, but it's still better than nothing. I just want my Paladin players to get the change they deserve. But anyways, there are still a few bug fixes and content improvements, but I won't add them in this video because it's already a long video. So I'll leave the link to the patch notes in the description. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you found it to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And if anyone has any issues or problems, make sure you let me know so I can make a full report to Gravity. I'm always here to do my best to help my international players. But as always, I'm still very grateful for all the love and support. I hope you continue to support me and show your love and appreciation. Thank you for everything. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.